We start today's episode with the potential of a sale, actually. Lewis Richards, we mentioned in the last episode, has gotten frustrated at lack of first-team opportunities and me not extending his contract. So much so that by the time I came around to wanting to extend his contract, he'd already put in a transfer request and wants out. He's not starting. We can replace him. His potential is not amazing, so I might as well take the money whilst they can and utilise it elsewhere, because at the minute we don't have much money for the upcoming January transfer window. And we do have the youngster Morgan Bradbury from the youth setup that is about the same rating as Lewis Richards that can fill that void in the short term. So I'm quite happy to let Lewis Richards go. A couple of bids from unrealistic sides, but now Wrexham have come in, and of course Wrexham are absolutely a realistic side to be considering selling to. However, we know they've got a few pennies in the bank, don't we? So we'll try and maximise what we can here. I'll ask... He's quite young as well, at only 23, so I'll ask for 600 grand. Okay. Parky doesn't want to pay more than 380. How about 500 grand? If you're not going to come up from 380, you might come up to 500. Here you go. Phil Parkinson, who presumably is Wrexham's representative because he's their bloody manager. We look like we might well be getting £500,000 from Wrexham for Lewis Richards, which would go very nicely into the bank. Even if we just transfer that money into the wage budget to look for loanees or free agents, that's still good news for us. We actually have a couple of difficult games today. Portsmouth obviously just recently relegated from the Championship above and have come down. Reading have a good squad but are in the relegation zone and struggling so far this season. Derby have a good squad but are mid-table. Bristol Rovers have a not-so-good squad but are challenging for a playoff spot, and Blackpool are just mid-table. So we're probably going to play the first two, then play Derby and sim Blackpool and Bristol Rovers, I would imagine. But for the time being, we're just going to head straight into the game against Portsmouth, away from home at... Brain died. Fratton Park. Well done, Brain. At Fratton Park, and then we'll kick on from there. Saying thank you to those of you on the board behind me continually. Saying thank you to Blackjack, to Blake, and to 8889 for your continued support in the comment section and on stream. We will have some press conference questions returning today as well. Obviously, when we go through the transfer window, the majority of people put transfer suggestions, not press conference questions. So it's kind of hard to pick out some that fit with where we are in the save, but do keep those press conference questions coming in the comment section, and we will get around to using some of them in the content over the course of the upcoming seasons, etc. For now though, Pompey away to begin. Drop the video a like, subscribe to the channel, do check the Journeyman save on the second channel too. I'm sure you'll enjoy that if you enjoy this, and fingers crossed we can keep our unbeaten run going, but this will be a difficult game to do that with. 4-2-3-1 for Pompey. It's a really solid side, to be completely honest. Very, very good indeed. Petar Ratkov up top is 72 rated. Shaughnessy and Regan Paul at the back are 71 and 70 rated respectively, I'm pretty sure. They've got some strong talent on the bench as well, including, of course, Kusini Yengi, who was star of the realistic RTG last year at Cambridge. He was the reason we were able to get out of League One to the Championship, and then was the reason we survived in the Championship but didn't get bloody relegated again. We are not anticipating a relegation battle in League One just because of the closeness in quality between... That's looping. Oh my God. Because of the closeness in quality between basically the bottom two-thirds of League One and all of League Two. But certainly when we get to Championship level, if we make it there within the next season or so, by the end of Season 3, if we're at Championship level, we will absolutely be in a position where we're probably going to be struggling to try and stay in the division for the first couple of seasons. We might even get relegated. We were able to avoid relegation in the RTG last year on a couple of occasions, but it certainly was something that troubled us, and we survived on the last day a couple of times, I think. This time around, we're hoping to be a bit more successful earlier, but time will tell. In a minute, we haven't had any success at Fratton Park yet. Knock that back. Lapsley to Doyle Hayes. Tommy Lee turns, looking to get away from the man that's on his shoulder, and he has done that very well indeed. Early ball from Bobby Poynton. That is a delivery and a half, and that is 1-0 Bradford City. I don't care what league you're in, that's a very good goal. We lead down on the south coast. Samson Tavide's goal-scoring run continues. 3 in his last 3, now 4 in his last 4, and Pompey are a goal behind. That's worthy of looking at again, isn't it? Brilliant ball by Bobby Poynton out on the right with his weaker right foot. Early cross and chest control and slammed home. No chance for the keeper there. Here's Petr Ratkov down the right-hand side for Pompey. Looking for a goal from across themselves and, well, they won't come much closer to doing so. Rattling the woodwork. That post is still rocking. That was a brilliant strike. Such a clean connection. Lapsley this time does turn away from the man that was closing him down, but he's having a poor game here, George. He's not having an indifferent season for sure. We only signed him last year because Bradford signed him in real life. And to be fair, he did a job and was very good for us in League Two. But in League One, George Lapsley, seemingly thus far this season, is now out of his depth and not capable of holding down that first team spot anymore. Now watch him bang this tops. Never mind. Oh, Tavide. Tavide might bang it tops. He has! 2-0 Bradford City! I think Lapsley might have gotten an assist for that as well. Still think I might replace Lapsley in the starting lineup. Maybe not in the squad. We might not move him on. But I think it might be time for Odur to have a bit of a run in that role. Maybe we consider a loan signing in January. Potentially. We'll wait and see. For now, though, 2-0 Bantams. Pompey have got to be better than this. They have the quality of player to absolutely be better than they have been. They've not been bad by any stretch, but those shots from distance are just kind of born out of frustration, I think, that they haven't been able to break us down any better than they have done so far. They've obviously struck the post and had a couple of chances come close. Ratkov has gotten around me there, but Walker so far is keeping everybody out. Made some changes here in the last few minutes. I made them a few minutes ago, actually, but the ball just didn't go out of play to try and keep hold of the 2-0 lead. Another clean sheet would be beautiful, but ultimately the only thing that matters for us at the moment is the points. The goal difference isn't the be-all and end-all. We have to make sure we just get enough points to survive. 50 is the target. 50 points was enough to survive last year in League One. 50 points is our target this year to survive for another League One season next year too. You didn't really need to come for that, did you, Sam? You got a little bit lucky there, mate. That will be game, though. Thank you, ref. 2-0 win down on the south coast is unexpected, but most welcome. Confirmation of Lewis Richards signing a contract with Wrexham. He will move in January. We won't update the squad tracker yet because, of course, we'll be paying his wages for the next couple of months. But he is on his way. At £500,000 will go nicely into the transfer budget and the wage budget. Probably most importantly, will allow us to actually extend the contract to some of the other players we weren't sure we'd be able to extend the contract of. So I'm quite happy about that, actually. It's kind of filled the gap really nicely. And we have the depth in the squad to be able to deal with the loss of Richards at both centre-back and at full-back. So I'm quite happy with that, indeed. Right, it was pointed out to me that actually I hadn't shown you guys who won the awards last year. Sam Walker got Player of the Year. Our goalkeeper with the Golden Glove for the season. Young Player of the Year was Bobby Poynton, most creative player of the season. Fans Player of the Year was Tyler Smith. You guys voted for him, our top goal scorer. Most improved was Tyrek Wright. I initially, when we started the save, didn't get on with him very well at all. And then he ended up being my second most creative player and was involved in a lot of the play at the second half of the season. Signing of the season was very obvious, that being George Lapsley. And you guys voted, of course, for your goal of the season. And that goal of the season vote was between Tyler Smith at Doncaster, Tyler Smith against Swindon, Jamie Walker against Port Vale, or Alex Patterson's acrobatic effort against Notts County. And you voted for one over the others, more so than I think any other vote that I've ever done. 70, almost 3/4 of every single vote went to Alex Patterson. So Alex Patterson got goal of the season for last year. It does mean that these 6 players can grow by 4 this season rather than 3. Of course, we limit the growth of players to just 3 ratings as per the rules to ensure we don't race up the leagues and find ourselves in the Premier League in 3 seasons. And then award winners are allowed to grow by 4. Bobby Poynton could grow by 4. Similarly, Tyrek Wright. Lapsley won't, Patterson won't, Tyler Smith won't, nor will Sam Walker. But we'll obviously keep a keen eye on everybody as they progress through this season and with their growth, etc. We, however, face Reading in our next fixture at home here. It supposedly Cost us £35,000 to go from Bradford to Portsmouth on the coach. Bullshit. Absolute nonsense. So, of course, that's exactly why we register the travel costs at 10% of the in-game given figure. Reading next. Reading absolutely have the quality to be better than where they are in the division. Sam Smith and Harvey Nibbs, of course, up top will be names you'll be more than familiar with. We shall call Kelvin because I'm not going to be able to squeeze that surname out quickly in the midst of commentary. Lewis Wing is the midfielder to keep an eye on. And yes, that's former Everton Joel Pereira in goal for them. So they have a very good side and absolutely should be much higher than 21st in the table, which is where they find themselves at the moment. We've made the decision to drop George Lapsley and we've brought in McCall now to the starting lineup. Doyle Hayes has pushed slightly further forward from CDM to centre mid, and young McCall is going to be the first youth player through our own academy, of the Bobby Poynton who's come through in the real life academy, that we actually put some game time into trying to make him the next big thing for Bradford City. Doyle Hayes back to McCall here, looking to Doyle Hayes again, who's got some space, and he's going to wind up for the shot. And I'm not going to shoot with him very regularly if that's what I can expect each time. Oh my God, that was awful. Elliott forced wide. Back to Dorset. Craig. Oh, it's a good ball through to Kelvin, who's in. And Sam Smith. Good save by Sam Walker. Took it first time. Had enough time and space there to actually take a touch and probably pick his spot a little bit better. That's a let-off for us. Walker continually at 64 rated is absolutely still holding down that starting spot. Lucas Bergstrom can't get a look in at the minute. But it's on genuine form, not because we're just prioritising Sam Walker. He's just actually still quite good and has grown this season, which is fantastic. Here is Kelvin now down the wing, but he's run straight into Bradley Halliday, and that's not good enough from Reading. Finding that some of the sides at this level in this league aren't performing as well as they should do when we play them. Certainly they should be better. Some of the play is untouchable, but absolutely some of the play should be significantly better. That is the sort of untouchable pass I'm on about. They find Kelvin. Hibatioman, maybe? Sam Smith with a header, and that's gone a long way wide. Such is the nature of it when you're having the season you are. Oh, great ball over the top. Kelvin in behind. Reading in, and should have done better. Oh, that's really bad. Tommy. Good save. I had to hit it first time. I couldn't risk taking a touch and having it get away from me. Tirick Wright will deliver this. Try and nod it down to someone on the edge of the box. Halliday's going to get to that first. I'll drill it to Tavide to make sure it gets there. I'll look to burst around the outside, and Mbenge says, absolutely not, mate. You're going nowhere near that goal. Reading have been super solid defensively. They've had a couple of chances at the top end where they should have done better in front of goal. But absolutely, I can't do anything against their defensive line right now. This is trundling towards either a 0-0 draw or Reading eventually will find the finish they're searching for. Halliday will have... No, he won't. I thought he was going to go down the line. He didn't. He's cut inside there. Kelvin looking for Sam Smith, probably. It's a bit lucky. Oh, I nearly fouled him there as well. Strike! Oh, wide. If that's on target, it's in. The power on the shot is absolutely high enough that Walker gets nowhere near it, but it was a couple of feet wide. Kelvin looking to break away. To find a ball inside. Has done. Smith's in. Nibsy's in the middle. There's a man at the back post. It's Lewis Wing. That header is so good. So good. Lewis Wing put everything behind it to loop it into that far corner. That is a goal that's well worth watching again. Very, very decent effort indeed. Eventually it will show me a replay. Sam Walker doesn't get beaten very often, but when he does, it tends to be a goal of high quality. And that is absolutely a high quality goal. Hang time. His feet... Oh, I was going to say, hang time. His feet are definitely on the floor. That's just unsavable, isn't it, really? Such a good header. Lewis Wing makes it Reading 1. Bradford 0. He said Cambridge then. Lewis Wing did score an absolute stormer against Cambridge as well. That's Harvey Nibbs. Good goal scoring record in real life at the minute, Harvey Nibbs. On a run of games in a row, I think they might be in for a second. Here's Lewis Wing looking for it. He gets very lucky and takes the opportunity. We got the block on the first one. It's not really much you can do about that second one. That's just rebounds. That one not necessarily worthy of a look again, but I want to see it's just cannoned off the defender and then immediately been brought under ridiculously good close control by Lewis Wing, and it's just fallen free at his feet. There's nothing you can do about that. Craig, that's a great through ball. Kelvin's in again. Sam Smith's here. Smith looking for Kelvin. He swung so hard at it to put enough shot power behind the effort that he just fell over when the ball didn't reach him. Sam Smith turns well. Smith will go for goal. Walker with the save. Well, Reading look like they're more likely to get third than we are to get first in this one. Lewis Wing with 2 so far and maybe an assist from the corner. Nearly. We've not had many players so far in this save that have made such an impression that we've looked at potentially signing them. But Kelvin is one of them. Jatta was obviously another. But when we looked at Jatta, despite his fantastic performance against us, he just wasn't going to be very good. And he had terrible stamina as well in the 50s. So as a striking option in League One, he wasn't going to be the one. Samson Davide has been the one so far and could maybe help us get a goal back here from the corner. It's going to come towards Sam Stubbs, who's flicked it on to a goal kick. All right. It'll be a 2-0 defeat then for Cambridge. For Bradford at home against Reading. We'll just have to be happy with the 400,000 pounds we'll get from the gate receipts, because we're getting nothing in terms of league points here. That's fine. The run of the unbeaten streak had to come to an end at some point, and it's come now. Blackpool away is going to be the next one. We'll sim this one. We've got Blackpool and Derby coming up. Derby are in 10th, so we'll play them. Then Bristol Rovers are in 11th. That's going to be the one that we simulate. We've dropped out of the playoffs down to 7th for now, but obviously we're still having a decent season. Very decent season, considering we've just come up from the league below. But we're channeling our inner Wrexham, Stockport, Mansfield, who are doing exactly the same as what we, in fact, Wrexham are doing even better, obviously. But Wrexham, Mansfield and Stockport are all top 10 in League One this year, IRL, after being promoted from League Two last season. We lose back-to-back games now. Lee has a goal disallowed after scoring the first one. McCall picked up an injury as well, which is hopefully not going to keep him out for too long. Please don't keep him out for too long. We just made the decision to put quite a bit of time into McCall's development. Bergstrom appearances, yeah, that's fine. 9 days. Okay, good. We can manage with that. Obviously, we have Derby in 2 days, so he's not going to be available for the next one. But 9 days is better than 9 weeks or months, isn't it? Bergstrom will get plenty of football. He's just not going to start ahead of Walker at the minute. But we would have made that suitably available knowledge-wise to Chelsea when we signed him. It's just the game being the game. Absolutely, Bergstrom would understand the role that he has in this squad when we signed him. 14 grand to go there. Shirt sales has taken a sharp drop off. 47 grand to 23. So it doesn't really matter at the minute. We're still making good profit thanks to our gate receipts at this moment in time. So onwards to the next one against Derby then. It's a 4-1-4-1 for Derby. David Washington up top. I know. Zetterström in goal is 72 rated. They've got Ben Osborne was a hero in the RTG last year with Cambridge, wasn't he? Now potentially going to turn into the villain. Derby another side like Pompey that came down from the Championship last season in this save. And, well, Pompey we were able to get the better of. Reading, who came down from the Championship a couple of seasons ago, we weren't able to get the better of. But all three of the play teams that we've had today are teams that have 11s and squads that are better than ours. So we've won one, we've lost one. So presumably we'll draw this one and have the trifecta. Osborne. Luckett Taylor dinked in. Tommy Lee battling hard and giving away a foul apparently. See, Oshin, Cashin, sorry, centre back for us in the RTG last year as well. Derby got a couple of players that we were very pleased with in the last RTG. David Washington will not be very pleased with that, although he was offside, so wouldn't have counted anyway. So he gets a little bit of a let-off there. Pretty sure that's David Washington that is on loan from Chelsea. It's Ward. That wide to Wilson. Rode the challenge there, Ward. Foul wasn't given. Here is David now. Support arriving, going for goal himself, and his support will be pissed off at him that he didn't utilise them as they were arriving. Ben Osborne arrived at just the right time to get played in there on the edge of the box. And David's gone, nah, mate, going to be greedy. Walker spinning. Go on, Jamie. I know you're retiring at the end of the season, but let's have one more banger in you, shall we? No. Okay, wide of the target. He got a goal of the season nominee last year, Jamie Walker, with a very good effort from similar range, although it wasn't his stronger right foot. That one was not of the same calibre. Burn's got the better of the defender there, and Baldwin will clear it. Flick it around the corner and get it forward quickly, and we could be in for a counter-attack here, although Tavide has kept it in. Go on, Clark. Tavide wasn't up to speed with the attack. He is now, and he's in now. And Samson Tavide powering his way through. Zetterström with a nice stop. Patterson into the middle again. Lapsley to knock it down. Doesn't find Jamie Walker, but Walker will get it himself. Looking for Tavide. Tavide again from further out. Still no goal for us. Trying desperately to get the 1-0 lead before half-time here, but it doesn't look like it's going to come. Corner Derby. Early doors in the second half in front of those travelling fans in that corner of the ground, and Kashin's header goes wide of the target. 73 rated, Aaron Kashin at the minute. One of the highest rated defenders in the league. At 72 rated, their goalkeeper's one of the highest rated goalkeepers in the league as well. Derby have got such talent in their squad, but they just haven't utilised it well enough in this game, let alone this season. Here is David Washington again, looking to get in towards the box. This time he does use a teammate, when actually he would have been better served, probably going for goal. He's a bit all over the place, David Washington. He's not necessarily putting himself in a position where we might consider him later on in the save, because quite frankly, he's done everything wrong so far. But maybe under our tutelage, he could get something right. We're always on the lookout for players to consider moving forward. I do want to have a look at that Kelvin from Reading before the end of the episode. Morgan Bradford trying to deal with Joe Ward here. Or is it Joel Ward? I don't remember if it's Joe or Joel. Regardless, here's David now. And again, he's missed the target. How many chances does the man want? Good mate. And Dengate, that's a great ball. All right. Fair enough. That one's top draw. David finally has his goal. Maybe he's just one of those players that has umpteen chances a game and will score one or two of them. The ball over is fantastic. The control is out of this world, really. That is the sort of quality you expect of a player of his level. Derby have a lead. We might be losing 3 straight games in League One. If ever there was a run of opponents we thought we'd lose games against, it was going to be today's. Although I would have expected us to get the win in the simmer against Blackpool and then the defeat against Portsmouth, but either or. Lapsley with the effort. Oh, that was travelling actually. Zetterström needed to make the stop. Okay, hello. Clark will do it with the corner, and Tavide's underneath it. But he's headed wide. Good chance. Michael Taylor. Spins well. Finds Goodmain. Has David with him. There's plenty of space back here for Mr. Ward. Good footwork. Good pass. Good turn. And good save in the end. Away, please. That wasn't really as away as I wanted it to be, but we've gotten at least 50 yards from goal. Ben Osborne now. Back to Goodmain. They're looking for a second Derby, just as Reading were. He might go all the way here. He nearly did. Sam Walker with a save. Corner to come in from Goodmain. And he has delivered it into the middle. Christ, Clarkador travelled with his runner there, certainly. Stopped him from getting to it. Good header clear. Goodmain will try again. Lapsley wins the header this time, and Bradbury will get out. I want you to hook that with your feet, if I'm honest, pal. And Dengate looking for the runner, David, who might have been offside. And was. Oh, I thought for a minute when the referee started running, I was waiting for a hand to go like that and point to the spot. Patterson. Oh, see you, lad. That's a great piece of footwork. Patterson's away. And here's Walker. And there's Davide. And that's the turn on the defender we needed. And if there was anyone in a Bradford City shirt you would have expected to tuck a chance away like that, it would have been Samson Tavide. Oh. I couldn't have created that any better than we did. He's just missed the target. Osborne. Back to Mendes-Lang. Not so much. Flick. He's done really well there, Samson. Oh, there's 4 minutes added on. Oh, what? Oh, kidding me. It's not a head injury. You shouldn't be stopping play, ref, unless it's like a leg break or something. And he's holding his knee, but I had a chance there to try and break them down. That's probably going to waste all the time we had left. We were trying to find a breakthrough for an equalising goal. And now, I don't know if there's going to be enough time for it. Patterson will drive. Oh, drove past one, but ran into the other, who I was hoping would go with Tavide. So we could then try and slot him in with a good pass from Patterson. It's a 1-0 defeat against Derby at home. It's not a bad result overall. It wasn't a bad performance either. They just so happened to take the chance. They had more chances than us. I didn't realise they'd had quite as many, although a handful were from David that went a long way wide and weren't really of any real danger whatsoever. United pick up a point at home against Burton. But
Just a couple of
City,
for you.
yeah, I'll encourage him. He got 4 shots off. He certainly should have buried at least that one that stands out more so than the others. Not to worry. We'll pick ourselves up. We'll go again, and hopefully we can get a win in the final game, which was against Bristol Rovers. Will it let me play with McColl in there with a plaster? It will. I didn't think you were able to play with players that had the plaster symbol. Oh well. I'm sure previously it's always not let you play with a player with a plaster symbol. Regardless, Tavide and Lee give us a 2-0 win. Lapsley came on for McColl just after half-time. We'll take the 3 points, thank you very much. We had dropped to 13th, I think, after that last game. We're now up to 11th. We were on 17 points in 13th. We're now up to 11th on 20. 3 points outside the playoffs. And 4 points above 19th. So it's still not... We're still solidly mid-table. Certainly. Cambridge are bottom of the table, which is very sad for my face. McColl apparently... Now he's saying he's injured again. He just played, and that disappeared. I am confusion. Oh well, regardless... who have we got coming up in the next episode? It's actually a quiet month. We've got the game in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. We might have an FA Cup game drawn here, actually. If not, definitely in December. But I'm pretty sure the first round should be in November. Although, because there are no non-league sides in, it doesn't have a full FA Cup first round. So we might get a bye through to the second round. We'll wait and see how things pan out. In fact, I can probably see what's going on with the FA Cup here, can't I? Let's have a look. FA Cup, yeah. Look, the first round of the FA Cup is being played by 8 League 2 fixtures. It's just the nature of it. December will be the second round of the FA Cup, where we will get drawn. So hopefully we can get ourselves through to the next round of the Bristol Street Motors Trophy with that simmer against Carlisle. But it will be 3 straight league games that we play in the next episode, and they will come in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching this one. Do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to ensure you don't miss out on any more. Keep your press conference questions coming. There haven't been any for a couple of episodes, hence why they've not been involved. But I was going to take some from live chat today and just straight up forgot. So the next episode, I will take some from live chat. Although saying that, the episode 2 just went live 2 minutes ago. So there might be some press conference questions in the comment section of that video by the time we get to recording the next one. Regardless, thank you very much for watching today. I'll get my words in the right order, shall I? I'll see you tomorrow.